Our city leadership made a decision to actively be a part of the economic development of the city of Spring Hill. And we have worked hard to recruit businesses to our city and partnered with our sister economic development organizations in bringing businesses to our city. And one of the things that really kick-started 2018 was the finalization of the acquisition of the Northfield building from South Central Tennessee Workforce Alliance.
We looked at our role because we became involved with this building in 2010, which was at the height of the recession. And it was really an effort to save the building, number one, because it was one of the largest buildings in Maury County. And folks really didn't know a lot about it. But number two, it was also to bring together a lot of our workforce development efforts. We knew that our role in it would more or less, many times I describe it as just trying to keep it between the ditches to save the building. We worked with our partner General Motors. I mean, none of this would have happened without GM, but we knew that there would be a period of time that if we could keep the building and repurpose it, that another purpose would come along for it. So we were absolutely thrilled when the opportunity came up to work with the city of Spring Hill on repurposing this building and actually selling the building to Spring Hill.
So Northfield is going to eventually become the new home of our library and our police department headquarters. It is going to give them so much space. They will be able to grow for years and years, and we're so grateful for that. We are going to be able to provide a 21st century library to our community who has supported our library so phenomenally since day one. Reinventing this space, redeveloping this space costs less than it does to build new and acquire land, and that saves our taxpayers money. But having this additional space allows us to use their funds to give them more, and that's the whole point. The first piece of the puzzle for this grand municipal campus has been to move our planning and codes department over to Northfield. There was a small section of the building that already was built for offices and was pretty much in good shape. We just had to do a little bit of cleaning up and a little bit of rearranging, and so we've successfully moved our planning and codes departments into the Northfield building. So now it's consolidated their services, which is great. They're working side by side, which there's a lot of that happens through the planning and development process. But it's kind of put a pin in the overall vision is, yes, we've planted our flag here, this is what we're doing, and we are pressing forward. So a wonderful byproduct of that process was I met the wonderful people at Union Sportsmen's Alliance, and they were looking for their new home. And we had driven around and looked at several different pieces of land, several buildings, really trying to get in touch with what they needed for their future. And the bank building right across from Northfield that had been sitting vacant for a long time popped into my head. And so I was talking with Scott and I said, let me run you over here and show you this one other building. We came over here and took a look at the building, and the wheels really started turning once I started explaining what our vision was for this entire campus.
We had a really great experience with the city of Spring Hill. We were headquartered in Franklin, Tennessee. The organization moved around quite a bit. We were leasing a building at the time, which was very expensive. We didn't have a permanent home. We had the need for a permanent home. We had the desire. And there is an old bank building that was the old Saturn Bank years ago, 30-year-old building. And for whatever reason, it just looked like the right place. It was the right size. It had the opportunity to have a warehouse, which we definitely needed. And it was going to be in the middle of everything Spring Hill in the future. And so that one really hit a nerve with me. I owe it to Casey for bringing it up and showing me the building.
So obviously Northfield was originally the headquarters for Saturn in the early 90s and is now the home to General Motors. They no longer had use for this building, which is what started this whole story some 25, 30 years ago. And as GM has grown over the years, their suppliers have looked in our direction many times for new facilities because logistics is just so expensive. So we're grateful for that, but we've also been kind of choosy about who we went after. And this really opened the door for Forcia. They're an incredible company. They're a foreign direct investment. They are Fortune 500, and they have over 300 facilities all over the world. They're a quality manufacturer and supplier, and I was so excited to be able to talk to them about coming to Spring Hill on a permanent basis.
Our primary motivation for being in Spring Hill was the proximity to GM. We're just probably a 10-minute drive, and there's a new roadway going in that will connect us even quicker to the GM plant. It's clearly a very nice community, and it's nice to be based in a nice community, so that brings us a benefit.
So overall, it's been a busy but great year for economic development in the city of Spring Hill. We are very proud of what we've been able to achieve, and it has taken an army of people. I work with some of the most amazing people I could ever have dreamed of, and we've worked hard to bring quality products to Spring Hill, not only jobs but goods and services. We want to try to have an impact on people's everyday lives. If we provide options to where they don't have to commute if they don't want to, then we've done our job. If we provide options to where they don't have to go to a neighboring city to get what they need or what they want, then we've done our job. And that's what all of this is about.